Hello once again, this is Bill Hayhurst from Telquest Tech Support. In this video, I'll be going over the Panasonic kxtda50 KSU and what you need to do to program it so that it will work with the Panasonic Kxtva50 voicemail. Alright, there's a few things I'd like you to keep in mind. Number one, this video is designed for experienced qualified telephone technicians who simply need to know how to make this connection and programming. It is not the intent of this video to train you on the product. You have to know certain aspects of the system and telephony in general in order to do this work. Okay, you can see here that I've already installed and opened the Panasonic programming software for the Kxtda50 telephone system. Once you have this open, you go up here to number 1, configuration, click on that, and then right below it, number 1, slot, you click on that. Now I have different cards in my system, they may be different than yours, but we all have this one down here, the DHLC4 card. For demonstration purposes, and as an example, I'll be using this card here. If you plan to use a different card, that's fine, as long as it's a digital line card, it'll work. You'll just have to adjust the port information. So what you do is you put your mouse over the card, you'll see a pop-up. We go to Port Property and select that. Wait for it to load up. All right, remember that particular card was the DHLC4 card. We're going to be using the 4th position, which is right here, number 4. Slot number 1 is the slot where the card is. All right, that's the motherboard. We can see that it's in fault right now. So I'm going to scroll across here. Actually, I'm going to take it and put it OUS, out of service first. Click on that. Now we see that it's out of service. Now I'm going to go down here and scroll across until I see this area right here, DPT type, and it's easy to see because it's the only one that's white. And of course you can see it's in the line here with number 4. You click over here twice, 3 times, and a drop-down will come out. You select VM, parentheses DPT, the digital proprietary telephone method. After you've done that, go right up here and click Apply. It will then send the information to the KSU. Then you go back down to the bottom, scroll over again, and then change it from OUS, out of service, to INS, in service. All right. Now you notice mine came up to INS immediately. That's because I already have the voicemail system plugged into my KSU. If you don't have the voicemail plugged into the KSU, it would still say fault, right? That means you need to plug in the voicemail. All right, and you'll also notice right here in the telephone type column, it has put in the letters VM for voicemail for you automatically. Now, as an extra, if you want to, in this column here, where it says extension name, you can double click in here, and you can also type in voicemail. This will help in some cases where it comes up on the LCD of the telephone. Once you put that in, go up here and click the apply button, right, and that will make that change for you. And believe it or not, that's all you have to do to make the telephone system have the ability to communicate with the voicemail. Now, there are other areas when it comes to calls coming in and being answered by the auto attendant, but for basic functionality, to establish the connection between the KSU and the voicemail, this is all you need to do. There are a couple of little extras I'd like to point out. Number 1, after you do make the programming changes, be sure to go up here in the left-hand corner and click on that little icon, and that will send it and save it to the SD card. If you don't do that, everything will work until you have a power failure, and then all your programming will be gone. One other item to keep in mind is the cable that you use between the KSU and the voicemail. It must be a 4-conductor cable. If you make up your own and it doesn't work, go back and test it. It does not use the center 2 pins as we would normally use on an analog telephone. It does use the outside pins, which would be the yellow, black, or white, orange in a jack. So make sure you use a 4-conductor cord between the telephone system and the voicemail. Now, to the Panasonic Kxtva50 voicemail. There really is no programming required for the basic connection to make it operational with the telephone system. There are two tests you can perform to verify that it is working. Number one, and the easiest, is that the green LED on the voicemail should be lit steady green. That indicates that it's communicating with the telephone system. Then, on the telephone system, the Panasonic kxtda50, go to any telephone in the system, press the intercom button, and dial 500. You should be answered by the auto attendant. Programming in the Panasonic Kxtva50 voicemail is extensive and a little bit complicated and should only be undertaken by qualified, experienced telecom technicians. This concludes this video. Thank you very much for watching.